Welcome to Season 2 of Inspiration for Today. I hope you enjoyed the shows over the summer. I know I did. We got so many comments from so many of you that it was meaningful. Some of them you saw for the second time and you got more out of it. But that season of, to use the word that secular TV uses, reruns, is over. And we're back. We did, for your knowledge, we did about 230 shows last year. And we'll see how many this goes, but we're going to be on every day this week and the coming weeks. We've shot many of the shows already, and I'm so excited about them. Let me just mention, first of all, this week is coming up. We're going to have a special guest the first 2 days, so you're going to meet Barbara in just a moment. But after that, you get to meet Chris Meyer. And Chris is the owner-operator for Expedia Cruise Ship Centers. He's not only with Expedia, but he's a longtime Saddleback member. He's going to be such a blessing to you. And we have an exciting, God-honoring cruise coming up that you're going to hear about later in this week. And I'd love to have you consider coming on with us. But more details on that later this week. Now, in addition to that, let me just say that this coming year, we're going to have a lot of variety on Inspiration for Today, so I hope you'll tune in. We have a week on the Psalms, and we're going to just get out our Bible and dig into the Psalms. I love that one. We have 2 weeks where we talk about, well, 1 week, how do I find God, and how does He find me, and how do I walk with Him? It's just an awesome week where we took various passages that you might not be aware of, and I think you'll love that week. And then we have another week where we just called it Thought-Provoking Questions. And we took the hardest of questions, like, how can I know that God even exists? Is Christianity the only way? Why is there pain for good people and maybe not for bad people? And questions like that, questions that people always ask. And so you're going to love that week. And then we had a lot of fun with filming some people's testimonies and so forth too. And I know you're going to find those extremely inspiring as we go through those. So we're going to have a great series of shows this year. But today, we're going to start off. I'm very excited about our special guest. Hey, Barbara, come on in and bring Miko with you. By the way, Miko, are you a monkey or what?
I'm a monkey.
I thought so. So, Miko, Barbara, where did he get his name?
Well, I named him Miko because it went with monkey, Miko the monkey, and the name actually is Hebrew for Michael.
Uh-huh. I honestly, I'm learning something already. Well, listen, I asked Barbara for a verse or a passage that's important to you, and I'm sure Miko likes it.
Yes, he does.
Okay, I knew it. Anyway, let me read it. It's in 2 Corinthians chapter 3 at verse 4. Such confidence as this is ours through Christ before God. Not that we are competent in ourselves to claim anything for ourselves, but our competence comes from God.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that important to you?
Well, it's important to me because all my life I felt that I was inadequate. I was incompetent. I grew up with dyslexia, and whenever I tried to do something, I felt I wasn't good enough. So even when I graduated, I was a theater arts major, and I kind of overcompensated for it. And they had asked me if I would do the puppet ministry at the church then, and I said, no, I don't know anything about puppets. But God had to work in my life to make me competent, knowing that it's Him that makes me adequate. I do have inadequacies, but it's Him. He makes me adequate. He's more than enough for me. I don't have to be enough. And even in the Bible, it talks about that in our weakness, He's our strength.
in our weakness.
Yes. His
He
power
makes
is
us
perfecter.
strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I love that explanation, and it's a verse and passage and thought that all of us need, because I don't care who we are. We think of ourselves as, oh, I can't do that, and it holds us back so often from what God would have us to do ministry-wise. And so you didn't necessarily think you could meet a Miko or
No,
others.
no,
You have
I
other
didn't.
friends,
Yes,
too.
I have other friends too, as well as Miko.
Actually, they're probably Miko's friends.
Yes, they live in a little house together.
Well, I think we're gonna get to meet one or two more of them.
Okay.
But anyway, so Barbara, what does Miko like to do? Does he like children, maybe?
Oh, he loves children. I do. Yeah, we do the kindergarten and preschool together every other Sunday. We teach Bible stories. And what else do we do? VBS. Oh, we do VBS. Vacation Bible School. Yes, yes. And I was reluctant to do it because the 5th graders could be hard crew and a hard audience, but they loved Miko, and they even wanted him to do an encore. Yeah.
That is.
And I was so worried because I didn't do ventriloquism until about a year ago. I started doing it, and I said, well, I'm not going to be good enough. And when a 5th grader came up to me and said, you're good stuff. And they wanted him to come back. So
Hey, ventriloquists have won America's Got Talent twice.
Yeah.
So
I might have a step going forward.
But right now,
Do you want to go on?
Well, I think you're in a bigger show than that one.
That's it. Who needs America's Got Talent when I'm here?
Kids at church that are hearing, and so, what type of things do the kids enjoy? Well, actually, you've done other stuff with our women.
Yeah, the women's gathering that we had, it was a half-day retreat, and I brought Miko and a couple of our friends out, and they just loved it. Joy is another one, is a little girl that talks, and they always wanted her to come back because she always has good questions.
Well, Miko, let me ask you, do you like working with Barbara?
Oh, yeah.
Why?
She's kind. She keeps me clean.
She does?
Yeah.
And she feeds me bananas.
In fact, I do have a banana for you.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, it's down there.
Bananas are your favorite, are they?
Yeah.
I'm not much of a banana person.
Oh, no.
Yeah. But I'm glad you are. That's fine. Yeah. Well, listen. So, Barbara, in terms of ways, how do you decide what to do or where to go, or do you just how does the Lord bring?
I think the Lord brings the opportunities, and I meet people, and I think it's just stepping out in faith, saying I'm willing to fall on my face. I'm willing to talk to my hand for a couple hours.
How long did you do that? I mean, when did you start?
I started about 21 years ago. There was an ad in our church newspaper that said we're looking for puppeteers, and I started behind a curtain with my hand up, and then now I'm the director of the puppet ministry at our church.
I have people say, well, I wish I could be involved. I wish I could do something, at the church, and I want to contribute, and they do want to contribute. But I always say, use your imagination. It's not just that. Yes, there are needs in existing ministries, but if Lord lays something on your heart, give it a try.
Yeah, because you're always going to have, Satan's always going to give you those thoughts, I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not this, and you just need to go out there, and that's what's awesome about it, is seeing God fill that missing thing, that he makes it good enough because he's involved in it.
I've seen that in my own life so many times. Miko, it was a pleasure meeting you today.
Okay. You don't want to go in your basket?
Well,
okay.
I'm afraid we got it.
Yeah, go. Here we go. Here you want. You want a basket?
We
There you go.
banana. Okay, bye, Miko.
Yeah, bye.
Laguna Woods. We'll see you tomorrow.